Hey everyone, if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Paul Vacheski and welcome to the Real Estate Classroom YouTube channel. Real quick, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, click on the notification bell so when I upload new videos, you'll be notified. In today's real estate exam prep video, we're going to discuss 5 types of maintenance. 5 types of maintenance that you have to know for your real estate exam. But understand this, not everyone that takes their real estate exam will end up selling real estate. Many of you will end up in the property management community and you'll have to know this. So let's take a look at these 5 types of maintenance. So it's important for anyone who is studying for the real estate exam to understand the complexities of being a property manager. Now, part of that complexity is understanding the maintenance component of management. And an important function of any property management or any property manager, no matter the type of property that they're managing, is supervising the property's maintenance program. All right. And understand that a robust property management program should do a couple of things. Number one, it should satisfy the needs of the tenant, but it should also be consistent with the long-term objectives of the owner. And I will tell you that in reality, a lot of times that is a conflicting model, because it's been my experience that if a manager has a very robust property management maintenance program, it costs a lot of money. They have great properties, it produces a lot of income, but it's very costly. And that isn't always in line with the objectives of long-term objectives of the owner. And there can be a conflict there. And that typically puts that property manager square in the middle of that dueling battle there. All right. And that's for a different discussion in a different video, but I did want to throw that out there. So a robust maintenance program should satisfy the needs of the tenant, but also be consistent with that objective of the long-term objectives of the owner. The other primary objective of a maintenance program is to protect the physical integrity of the property long-term. We want that property to be maintained in such a way that it's going to increase in value over the long term, but also produce income and produce the maximum income that we can possibly get. All right. And a lot of that has to do with the integrity or the condition, material condition of that property, which is maintained through the maintenance program. And then the difference between a great maintenance program and a substandard one ultimately is 2-part. Number one, the property value increases or decreases, and the income that property produces increases or decreases. So that is the macro view of what I'm talking about here. So let's get to the specific 5 types of property maintenance here. Now, the first type of maintenance I'm going to talk about is what's called preventive maintenance. And the primary objective is the preservation of the mechanical systems within that property itself. This is things like changing the furnace filters or doing seasonal servicing of the AC in the furnace, changing fan belts on compressors, those type of things. The key to remember to preventive maintenance is the equipment is working properly, and our goal is to extend the useful life of that system, whatever that system is. But the key is at the time of preventive maintenance, the equipment is actually working properly. Now, the next type of maintenance I want to discuss is corrective maintenance. This is where actual repairs are required to that system, whatever that system is. So the furnace isn't working and we have to call out an HVAC contractor to come out and fix it. That's the key to corrective maintenance. The equipment is not working properly and repair is required. So some examples of corrective maintenance in property management would be fixing a leaky faucet or a leaking toilet, repairing a furnace or an air conditioning unit that is not working properly, changing out a water heater that is not producing hot water. Those are all the typical types of corrective maintenance that you might see in a property. The third type of maintenance I'm going to discuss is what's called routine or ordinary maintenance. And those two terms are used interchangeably. And this is simply the day-to-day maintenance, such as minor repairs to the common areas, like landscaping maintenance. Maybe there was a few bricks that fell out of place and you have to put it back. Cleaning the common areas, mending or fixing a rail on a staircase, or tacking down or stretching loose carpeting. That would be an example of routine maintenance. Another type of routine maintenance, particularly in the residential arena, is onboarding a vacant unit. So the old tenant moved out, and we're going to get the property or that apartment ready for a new tenant. That onboarding, or doing the painting and cleaning the carpets and scrubbing the appliances, that is commonly referred to as ordinary or routine maintenance. And again, this is typically just for residential type managed properties. The next type of maintenance I want to discuss is emergency maintenance. And it is an emergency. If we don't do the repairs quickly and immediately, then the property in and of itself is going to suffer substantial damage. A prime example would be a broken water pipe, and the water is running everywhere. Not only is it impacting the individual unit, but it's also impacting the other units within the building. If we don't go in and do immediate repairs, then substantial damage is going to happen to that property that we manage. That's emergency maintenance, which is different than corrective maintenance, which is, hey, a system is not working, but if we don't get to it today or tomorrow, it's not going to further damage the building itself. That's the difference. And then the last one I want to discuss is what's called constructive maintenance. This is also referred to as tenant improvements or tenant build-outs. This is where we're going to do substantial changes to the systems within that property that you manage. Okay, let me give you an example. We have the old tenant, and in that space, they operated a clothing store. So it was a retail space and it was a clothing outlet. Well, the new tenant is going to be a Greek restaurant. So the operations of those two tenants are much different. Excuse me. So we're going to have to make major alterations to many of the systems, including the electrical system, the plumbing, the fire suppressant systems. We might have to move walls, change the flooring. We might even have to change signage and frontage, make changes to the frontage on the storefront. So these are major improvements or alterations that are going to be done to that property that we manage. That's called construction maintenance, and it's very common in commercial and retail and industrial type properties. All right, that's it for today's real estate exam prep video. If you're going to continue studying, check out this video right here. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Click the little circle to my left. I would appreciate it. And as always, we love comments and questions. Leave them down below in the comments section. I'd appreciate it. All right, I'll see you all in the next video.